What is up everyone, and we are back with another guide about PSO2 New Genesis. Today we're going to be talking about the boost week from August 10th to August 17th. This is a 30% rare drop rate boost, 50% Meseta boost, and 10% EXP boost. We earned this from the web link event, and finally it's here. I like to do Meseta guides, farming guides, and general PSO2 videos. So if you like this kind of content, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos. First up is the free-to-play players. Since you can't sell anything on the market, you need to focus on the Meseta aspect of the boost week, 50% more Meseta. We do not know if this boost applies to weeklies, PSC bursts, trail finishes, or UQ finishes. When you finish a weekly that gives you 100,000 Meseta, we don't know if it's going to boost it up to 150k Meseta. The same for finishing a trail or a UQ. If it does apply to the UQ, then it is a good idea to finish all the UQs. Unfortunately, using Premium Cook Boost as an example that gives us 10% rare drop rate, 10% Meseta, and 10% EXP gain, it does not apply to any of these. So it is very likely that these Meseta awards were not applied to the boost for this week. However, it does apply to Meseta dropped by enemies. This can be easily tested by killing an enemy and seeing your Meseta gain, and then use a cook buff if you are a premium user to get that 10% extra Meseta gain, and then see your results. This would imply that killing the most amount of enemies in the shortest amount of time is your farm. The best way to do this is through PSC burst farming. PSC burst farming is better than farming low level mobs like running through Mount Magnus rank 1, and that is because level 15 enemies can also give you better drops than endlessly farming those low level enemies. Then while farming for this PSC burst, you will also get silver and gold prim swords. Gold prim swords sell for a lot, but I would highly recommend exchanging 10 of them for one 10% augment aid boost. Since you can only exchange 3 per week, it is a good idea to max these weekly exchanges out in order to prepare yourself for future augmenting. Silver prim swords I use to upgrade weapons as they get bonus EXP, so I would either save them to upgrade my weapons or sell them on the market for 1 to 2,000 Meseta each. If your goal is straight Meseta with a little bit of drops, then Resolve Forest, Van Ford Lab rank 2, and Mount Magnus rank 2 is for you. Now next is for us premium users, and if you want to be a free premium user too, check out the link in the description down below to learn how to get free premium using Honey Game. So far over $8,000 has been earned so far. If you don't want to use Honey Game because your internet is capped out, check out my 24/7 stream as I'm doing a giveaway for some ARX cash, and if you are AFK with the tab open on that stream, even overnight you gain stream ARX cash that can be exchanged for in-game ARX cash. This web event boost week of rare drop rate boosted to 36%. This is a huge percentage and will help stabilize the economy. And that is because, to make it simple, more drops equals more supply, and more supply equals low prices. But currently there is an untapped market, and that is how I continue to make 2 to 4 million Meseta per day even after I release the Katana and Bow farm guide. But before I get into that, I released these videos to help you make Meseta, learn the market, and get the most out of the current events, and in doing so I lose out on making Meseta. So hitting that like button and subscribe button and bell notification button helps you get ahead of everybody else not subscribing because they don't get notified when a new Meseta guide is out. With that out of the way, the next stop is farming for augments. This is the Melra III farm, which is essential for Braver as it boosts melee and range potency by 1.75%. A lot of you have no idea where to get this augment and are farming Gigantix just for these, but you can easily farm 10 to 20 per hour depending on your luck from all 32 player exploratory zones, like South Aelio, Central Aelio, North Aelio, and West Aelio. Yes, even these level 1 enemies drop them. Not many people knew about this, and that is why these augments were priced so high. A few days ago, a Melra III was selling for around 60,000 Meseta each, and you better believe that I farmed for hours in order to get on that bandwagon. Some of you are cursing me out and insulting me in the comments down below, saying I'm scummy for selling high priced items, and I should sell them for cheap to help everyone out. I should sell them for 1,000 Meseta each. Well, you do need to understand the basics of economy, supply and demand. The basics are extremely easy to understand, and these prices are dictated by the free market. Say for example, I had 100 Melra IIIs and I put them on the market for 1 million Meseta each. There is no way these are gonna sell because it's a free market. Just because someone puts them up for 1 million Meseta each, for example, doesn't mean it's gonna get sold. I mean, who realistically will buy a Melra III for 1 million Meseta each? This price is extravagant and the consumer's willingness to pay that price is next to nothing because it's not a mandatory need like healthcare. Now imagine you broke your arm and you're in excruciating pain, then you went to the doctor. They said in order to fix your arm it costs you about $10,000. Are you gonna say no thank you and deal with it yourself? No, most likely you're gonna use your insurance or pay monthly so your arm can be fixed. This is an example of a mandatory need. Melra IIIs are not a mandatory need. You will not die or lose an arm buying these Melra IIIs, and because of that, no one is willing to pay 1 million Meseta for a Melra III. Since no one is willing to pay 1 million Meseta, the price is not 1 million Meseta each. Consumers or buyers' willingness to pay for Melra III sets the price of the item. If no one is willing to pay 80,000 Meseta for it, it will not sell. If no one is willing to pay 70,000 for it, it will not sell. However, with a low supply of an item and a high demand of an item, it can push some consumers to pay that premium price, and then those buyers are out of the market. Then more supply gets introduced into the market, and when no one is willing to pay 70,000 Meseta anymore, the price drops more and more until the vast majority of consumers' willingness to pay matches the market price. I know that's a little confusing, but I tried my best to explain it in simple terms because I get a lot of negative comments from people who don't understand this concept. So on top of farming for these in 32 player zones, you can also get note A's, B's, C's, and D's in their respective zones in order to make Ael Domina from the laboratory NPC. Ael Domina is one of the most expensive augments right now because it also gives 1.5% potency, 2 melee, range, and technique, so it's going to be in high demand. Farming in these 32 player zones is extremely boring, but that's how I got 3 to 4 million Meseta per day so far. But with this video releasing, my profits per day will be cut dramatically due to more players farming these. And what happens when people farm them? More supply and less demand. That equates to low prices. Overall, those of you who are hating me for releasing these Meseta guides, it helps lower the price of the items in the long run, although some of us can net huge profits in the beginning. And if you want to be one of those making huge profits, just hit that like button and subscribe button as well as the notification button, as it's going to help you see more of my videos and be the first to learn of what I do in order to make Meseta. And that's pretty much it for this video. Not a lot of new farming because most of you already know the Gigantix farm for katanas and bows, and if you don't, that is linked in the description down below. Thank you all for tuning in and listening, and until next time.